The ground trembles. Metal screams. Glass explodes inward like a gunshot. You're staring at what used to be a car. Now imagine it's not in a junkyard. It's in a swamp, 66 million years ago. And something with teeth the size of bananas just decided that car is lunch. We talk about dinosaurs as giants. We measure their height, their length, their weight. But we rarely ask the question that truly matters. Which dinosaur could actually crush a car with its bite? Not dent it. Not scratch it. Crush it. Tonight, we rank them by raw, bone splintering, metal bending bite force. And the winner might not be who you expect. Because the most famous predator of all time might not be number one. Let's start with the name everyone knows. Tyrannosaurus rex. The king. 12 tons of muscle. A skull built like a battering ram. Teeth designed not like knives but like railroad spikes. Scientists estimate its bite force at around 8,000 pounds per square inch at the back teeth. That's stronger than a modern saltwater crocodile. Stronger than a great white shark. Stronger than almost anything that has ever walked the earth. But here's the twist. Bite force isn't just about pressure. It's about mechanics. T-Rex didn't just clamp down. It used a puncture and pull method, biting deep, then ripping sideways. Bone didn't just crack. It exploded. Fossils show crushed vertebrae, pulverized ribs, bite marks that go straight through solid bone. Now imagine a car door. Modern car doors are built from steel and reinforced beams. They are tough, but they are not solid slabs of armor. Under 8,000 psi concentrated at tooth tips the size of chisels? That metal buckles. Glass? Gone instantly. The real question isn't whether T-Rex could crush a car. It's how fast. But hold on. Because the king has competition. Enter Spinosaurus. Longer than T-Rex. Possibly heavier. That massive sail slicing through humid Cretaceous air. Hollywood loves this one. In Jurassic Park 3, Spinosaurus snaps T-Rex's neck like a twig. But movies aren't measurements. Spinosaurus had long, narrow jaws. Conical teeth. Built for gripping slippery fish, not crushing bone. Estimated bite force? Likely much lower than T-Rex. Still powerful. Still terrifying. But crushing a reinforced engine hood? Unlikely. Spinosaurus was a specialist. And specialists rarely win brute force competitions. But now we pivot to a dark horse. Carcharodontosaurus. The shark-toothed lizard. Razor teeth up to 8 inches long. A skull longer than a human is tall. Its bite force may have rivaled T-Rex, but its teeth were built more for slicing than crushing. Think steak knife. Devastating on flesh. Less optimal on steel. Still, a car roof? It's going to cave. But here's where things get interesting. What if the strongest bite didn't belong to a carnivore at all? Let's talk about tanks. Triceratops. Yes. The herbivore. 3 horns. A frill like a medieval shield. A beak sharp enough to shear through palm trunks. Behind that beak? Rows of interlocking teeth forming a biological meat grinder. Triceratops didn't just chew. It sliced and crushed simultaneously. Estimated bite force, possibly over 5,000 psi. Not T-Rex level. But consider this. Herbivores chew constantly. Repetitively. With grinding endurance. If a Triceratops clamped onto a car hood and twisted, that steel would crease like cardboard. And unlike theropods, ceratopsians had neck muscles built for pushing and resisting impact. Now imagine 12 tons of horned muscle ramming first, then biting. But we're not done. Because there's a dinosaur that rarely makes blockbuster lists. Dinosaurs. Not technically a dinosaur but a contemporary apex predator. 40 feet long. Teeth the size of railroad spikes. Estimated bite force? Possibly over 20,000 psi. That's more than double T-Rex. Let that sink in. Dinosaurs could crush turtle shells the size of coffee tables. Bone shattered instantly. Now picture it lunging from murky water, clamping onto a sedan's frame. The crunch would echo like thunder. If we include prehistoric crocodilians in this ranking, Dinosaurs may be the true metal crusher of the Cretaceous. But wait, There's another contender that changes everything. Giganotosaurus. Longer than T-Rex. Leaner. Built for speed. Its bite force likely fell below T-Rex around 6,000 psi estimates. Still monstrous. But its skull was lighter. Less reinforced. This was a slasher, not a crusher. Speed over pressure. So far, here's what we know. Spinosaurus? Terrifying but specialized. Giganotosaurus? Fast and lethal but not the strongest bite. Carcharodontosaurus? Razor precision. Triceratops? Crushing endurance. T-Rex? Bone pulverizer. But Dinosaurs? Possibly the highest bite force of them all. So who actually wins the car-crushing title? Let's think physically. A modern car's steel frame requires immense pressure but also leverage. T-Rex had forward-facing eyes for depth perception. Thick neck vertebrae. Teeth that concentrated force at small points. That's critical. Pressure equals force divided by area. Those thick, conical teeth reduced contact area dramatically. Which means T-Rex didn't need 20,000 psi to crush steel. It needed precision. A bite to the door seam. A clamp on the roof edge. A twist. And the structure collapses. Dinosaurs may have had greater raw force, but its lifestyle was ambush and drag. On land, its mobility was limited. T-Rex hunted actively. Balanced. Agile for its size. If you parked a car in the late Cretaceous floodplains, and the engines suddenly roared to life, startling a 12-ton predator, T-Rex would investigate. One test bite. Metal caves. Glass detonates inward. And suddenly, the king realizes this prey doesn't bleed. That's the moment we're imagining. Not a laboratory measurement, but a living, breathing collision between deep time and modern engineering. Now here's the ranking. Number 5, Spinosaurus. Powerful but not built for crushing. Number 4, Giganotosaurus. Lethal slasher, less structural force. Number 3, Carcharodontosaurus. Incredible slicing bite. Number 2, Triceratops. Relentless grinding power and neck strength. Number 1 among dinosaurs? Tyrannosaurus rex. But if we open the gates beyond dinosaurs, Dinosaurs may take the overall prehistoric crown. And here's the deeper truth. Bite force alone doesn't define dominance. Evolution doesn't create champions for hypothetical car fights. It creates survivors for ecosystems. T-Rex didn't evolve to crush sedans. It evolved to crush bone. And bone, in many ways, is tougher than steel when you scale for size and density. That's what makes this so unsettling. The animals that ruled Earth weren't just big. They were mechanically optimized weapons. Living hydraulic presses wrapped in muscle and instinct. Now imagine standing beside that car. You hear breathing. Slow. Heavy. You see a shadow fall across the windshield. A snout lowers. Teeth scrape metal. And then, impact. One bite. And the world changes. We measure dinosaurs in tons and meters. But maybe we should measure them in consequences. Because if one species could reduce reinforced steel to debris with its jaws, what else were they capable of? And here's the question that keeps scientists awake. If Earth once produced predators with that kind of raw biomechanical power, could evolution ever do it again? Or was the age of true bone crushers a one-time event in the history of life? If you could witness one bite from deep time safely, which creature would you choose to see? And would you really want to stand that close? Subscribe for more hidden history.